And then I'm in the chat room 24 a day, so seems I keep it on all the time.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Saturday Night Forum with Dangerous Freedom. My brother Moose Man.
Howdy, everybody.
Hope you all having a great day, great weekend. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you. Give people a few minutes to
Yep.
let their
Or
little.
Aaron worked himself out of a job. His lawn care season is over now, so he got to figure out something else to do.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't
He's
have
up
year-round grass, huh?
not near Buffalo, New York. He's up there not far from Bioxo.
Shovel snow.
Yeah, he don't want to do that. There's a lot of knowing him, he'll go hit the Indian casino and hit thousands of dollars like he did before.
Hey,
That's a
best
luck.
life.
That's the luckiest son of a gun I ever met. I think he's got a black cat bone in his pocket or something. One of them voodoo, good luck charms for winning like that.
I don't know. I've had friends that they'll go up to the slots and I guess they can kind of read the slots, tell which one is about ready to hit, fucking pull it off, and end up walking away with $500-600 off one pull.
I wish I could do that. I seem to pick the
Mm,
ones that don't pay off for shit till and then don't pay off and then take all my money and still don't pay off.
yep.
Hey, best life. Hey, unknown challenger.
Unknown
Yeah,
challenger. Good to see you.
yep. Aaron pulled just under 45,000 from the Indians in the casino in 2020.
Wow.
He, he's lucky,
Well,
like I said.
the way you do it is when you win, you don't stay there and go through all your winnings. You
Yeah,
take. I would take like 80% of my winnings, set it aside. Say that is my rainy day money. I've got
yeah,
20% I'll stay and bet with. You know,
yeah. Well, I've seen him. What he'll do is if he hits a big one, he'll play it just a little bit more. And sometimes in three or four more pulls, he'll hit another big one on the same machine. And then he's done.
yeah, well, this is one of my other channels. This is actually my main channel, believe it or not. This is the one where actually I get paid by YouTube. So, what's up, Joe Morgan? So feel free to hit that super chat or PayPal, either or. Oh, what's up, Joe?
Aaron just sent me a picture of him. I guess it's him standing in front of the paying slot machine. Oh, the one he hit 19.5 thousand, 19 and a
Good
half
grief.
thousand on. Yeah, with just a few pulls. Yep.
Lucky son of a bitch.
Can't tell what he looks like. He's wearing
Yeah, the diaper. Yeah.
the diaper. Yeah, the protection. They have to in the casinos, I guess. They make. That's why I ain't been
Yep.
back to the casino here.
Mm,
Of course, I ain't got no money to waste anyway. Used to, I'd take 30 or 40 bucks. Red had a little more
yep.
money. She likes to do it, and I just figure it's a night out of entertainment. And if I win,
Yeah.
I win. If I lose, I lose. And I just hey, but
Well, me and my sister we would just sit by, like the $5 limit blackjack table and, just do it that way. Slowly lose our money.
yeah,
No, but you're right. The reservations, even down here, are mandated masks. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, even when you go through to get like cigarettes from their drive-throughs, they have to have the whole hood. You know what I mean? Watch the Blue Angels air show today. Yeah, those guys are. Yeah, those are fun. Blue
Oh
Angels,
yeah.
those guys are good. What's
Daniel
up, Daniel?
Brobear. Good to see you, Daniel.
You know, and they're not social distancing, and that's crazy because they're in basically fighter jets flying like tip wing tip to wing tip. It's crazy.
I'm gonna keep them pictures Aaron sent me because I'm gonna look for them machines next time I go to the casino sometime in the future. See if
Yeah,
they got
sure.
them payoff machines. See if I can duplicate.
Yeah, unknown challenger. Yeah, wingtip to wingtip.
Uh,
Best life. Yeah. Yeah, strip clubs are really good at draining people's bank accounts. Hello, Darlene.
Boy, this new scam they got. People are setting up what look to be legitimate websites with stuff like gun stuff, magazines, and stuff to buy, and they get your credit card information. Next thing you know, you've been hacked basically,
Yeah.
and boy, that's starting to tick me off because you think it's it says like it's a secure SSL certificate, so that's supposed to tell but somehow they're getting your all your numbers and when I bought something online, I guess from one of them places. I haven't got my order yet, and they started banging away charges till they got one to go through for $76, and I had to kill my card, and the bank gave me my money back, and they're investigating it. So we caught it within 24 hours. I'm doing fair. I'm. They gave me pain medicine, and I'm able to cope a little bit now. God, I'll be glad the day I don't have to take pain medicine. I told the doctor that the morning I wake up and I'm pain free, I'm not taking pain meds again. You don't have to worry about me getting addicted to that stuff. Of course, I don't see why people get addicted to this stuff. It don't affect me hardly any at all. I mean, it's like to me almost like taking an aspirin. It just it lowers the pain. It doesn't make me goony goo goo or make me high or anything else. I can take one an hour later. I can be sitting doing mathematical equations without any problems or driving. And, I'm not messed up. I don't see how people can get addicted to stuff that don't mess you up. If I was
They
going to
must
get
not give
addicted
you
to,
the good stuff then.
yeah, if I was going to get addicted to something, it better make me feel damn good.
What's up, old reliable John Mater?
Well, hello, John. Yep, pain meds don't get you high when you're in pain. That's exactly what I told them. Boy, that's a good question, Daniel. The pain, the surgery is what's caused all the pain. And then I've got a complication from surgery they're working on now with antibiotics in my lower section. So, I mean, it's going to be a healing process to see when I get pain free, but I've got a lot of pain where the surgical scars are. And, because they cut my belly open and then they had to, I guess, put mesh in there and put it back together. So I'm just trying to get pain free is all. Let things heal. Oh, we got a damn spammer in there. Y'all kill that son of a bitch.
Bash them with your wrench.
Yep. And make sure you remove them and then report them. Maybe I should go put my FBI hat on so I can track them down. No trolls, no moles, and no assholes are allowed on our broadcast.
Nope. Oh, we do. Daniel, don't worry, we do. Yeah, Ronan's a good guy, man.
Yep. That was nice of him. Only a few more thousand to go, and I'll be
A few more tens of thousands.
paid up. Yeah.
Right on, Deb. Good job.
I have the IFC 410 upper, Aaron.
Hey, Indy.
Hey, Independent Mini United.
LOC.
Yeah, no, I can't even afford to walk in the casino right now. I'm so broke, I can't afford to pay attention. But hey,
Yeah,
Steve.
and I mean, I've never been really been into the whole gambling thing. You know what I mean? I only
Yeah,
gamble with my life.
like I said, I don't get into it deep because I like to gamble too much, so I'm real cautious. I mean, I like to play slot machines. I got friends that go out and they spend hours playing that Texas Hold'em, and they make good money now. Nate's another one. Nate Too Good. He's a famous Texas Hold'em player. He's been on, I think, the World Series of Poker, and he's the kind of guy I wouldn't want to go up because I don't know how to play the game. I'm an old 5 card draw guy myself, but so I play slot
Yeah,
machines. I like the bells and whistles and stuff. And I used to play the poker machines till one of them cheated me one time, and I said no, no more of that. So
well, that's why we would always go up to the live dealers. But like I said, that was with my sister. She was always into blackjack, which I could
yeah,
do. I do fairly well at blackjack, but
oh man,
yeah, poker
I learned a
is
little. I learned a
poker's
trick about blackjack. Actually, it was my first year in Alaska when I drove up from Florida, and I had to go to Anchorage. Well, I met some people in Canada that were broke down, and I helped them, and they were going to Anchorage, and I had to go there to pick up a shipment of guns and ammo that I had shipped up from Seattle and drove up there to meet. Anyway, they invited me to come over to where they were going to a friend's house and stay for the night and stuff, and they were good people. I helped them out, and we traveled together. Anyway, one of the people that was living there was a blackjack dealer from Vegas. You could not beat him. He
joyful.
had
What's
a
up?
he pulled a brand new deck of cards out, and I swear he knew every card in that deck just by it was like he had X-ray vision, and it wasn't a marked deck. And I could not get a hand one against him. He said, "I've done this so long." He said, "I just have the feel for it." So, hi, Joyful. Good to see you, dear. But, see, I
Hello,
never
Nra.
invested in stocks because my family lost it all during the Great Depression, the stock market crash of '29. Our family lost millions and never got back. We don't know what happened to that money. But
Hey, what's up,
so
Link?
I invested in firearms and ammunition.
Hmm.
They never go down.
And food. Can't go wrong with food either.
Right. Right. I don't do crypto. I told you that. Aaron.
No, I don't do
The power goes out or the internet goes down, it's all gone. Unless you get in early. When it hits big, cash out, take the money and run. And even that may not be no good.
Yeah. Or if the banks have a holiday.
Yeah. Yeah. And with the guns, I can really, if I want to, I can go get the money.
Yeah. Just trade guns for whatever, food, whatever you need.
No, like other people do, you go take it. No, we can't say that.
No, we're not going
That's
to
only,
become marauders.
no, that's only in an emergency. I'll go take my gun and go get me a deer. I'll go take my gun and go get me a wild hog.
Now, that's just it. I was never good with stocks. So, I mean, it sounds good, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah. Like that, when they first come out with that Bitcoin, I thought, I don't want to get bit by a coin. Hi, Darlene. Good to see you. Link 700. Good to see you. Old Reliable. Good to see you. Yeah, that's a good investment strategy.
So, what were you saying about the ATF?
Well, the ATF is starting a new program and going to be doing new hires for a new division. And they're going to start supposedly with Dallas field office. And they're going to put some guy down there, and he gets, of course, he gets a vehicle and all. They had his expenses listed at like 31,000 a year, but when John Current broke it down, it was way more than that. But it's supposedly some kind of identification branch thing, uh, kind of like when they started, like when this rare breed triggers thing came up.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems to be like it's more training on actually identifying certain things, certain firearms, whatever. Nobody knows. It's just, it's an increase. It's making the agency bigger and bigger and bigger. And they're supposed to do it throughout several, I think like seven bigger of the bigger offices across the United States. Um, on the East Coast, the West Coast, like it'll probably be Seattle. They'll start with Dallas, because most of
Yeah,
it all now comes out of Martinsburg, West Virginia. So
Man, that's
it's,
ridiculous. I mean, they're big enough already. I mean, they're too big for their britches already. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. And as long as we've got the type of administration we've got now, there's nothing going to stop them except crying out to our congressmen. And I
Yeah.
just sent messages to both of my senators, about some of this gun control stuff. We got to see what the damn Supreme Court's going to do. And I'll be honest with you, I don't trust them. I
No, I don't
do
have a
not.
lot of faith in them either.
I don't. We're losing faith in everything that we're supposed to have faith in because it's all been politicized. The court should never be politicized. And that's where it's gone wrong. The court should be
Yeah.
strictly the law, what the Constitution says, nothing else. And what pisses me off, Kyle Rittenhouse, for defending himself, was under $2 million bail. The guy that shot up the school, they let him out on $75,000 bail.
Yep.
talk about bullshit. That's it.
Well, I
That's
was. It is
because he was
bullshit.
black.
I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, though. I'll tell you what, though, Kyle. Um, I saw the preliminary hearing where the prosecutors and defense were going over some of the events that night.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, the judge kept shutting down the prosecutors' cases, challenges. And,
Yeah.
the only one that got to stick was there was, I guess, a recording where he's like, I've got my gun, and if I have to shoot somebody, I will, or something like
Right.
that.
Well, hey, that's the way we all feel. Like I was like that as a police officer. I never wanted to shoot anybody, but if I was forced to, you damn right I was going to pull the trigger. So, uh,
Yeah.
you know, you can't hold that against people for stating the way that they're going to feel and being honest. Truly
Yep.
self-defense. We're not going out and committing murder by just shooting random people like the guy tried to shoot up the school did, and then gets out on
Well, I
$75,000
mean, not
bond.
well. I mean, Kyle's got this one in the bag, if you ask me,
He
because
should.
he was
Got
he was
video
fleeing.
evidence.
He was fleeing from the threat. They knocked him to the ground. He had no other choice but to defend himself,
And the
and
other
so
guy
he
pulled
did
a
it.
gun. That was his second mistake. You know, that was the second.
You know. So I mean, one little statement that he mentioned earlier in the evening should
Yeah.
have nothing to do with how it boiled down, because, like I said, he was doing his best to get away from the threat. So
Yeah. That's it. So, and the other thing that we need to point out is people don't be calling the judge in the rare breed trigger case. The judge is pissed. People have been calling his office telling him how he should rule. And the judge came out when they went for a hearing the other day, and the judge is pissed. The judge said he's getting hammered with phone calls on social media and everything else to him and his staff, telling them, that they need to rule, he needs to shut down this case and rule in favor of rare breed triggers. The judge is pissed. We don't need that.
no,
What you do need to do is call your senators, call your congressmen, send them emails, faxes, whatever you can do. Leave the freaking judge alone. He's pissed. So we don't want to aggravate him where he says, it could cloud his judgment in the decision he makes. So I'd
yep.
like to put that out there for anybody that may watch this in the future. Don't be calling the judge. Let the judge alone.
If anything, go to his house, knock on the door.
No. Yep. Local,
Well,
yeah, the
I don't
local
know.
government too, Debs.
I mean, I don't know. Like you said, it's hard to even know which judges you can trust nowadays. Are they going to be upheld to the Constitution that they swore their oath to, or are they going to, just kind of willy nilly it and be like, well, you know what? I believe in gun control, so yeah, the ATF can have this one.
Right.
It's just,
That's
I
the
mean,
thing.
if it was, I mean, and that was the problem with our Supreme Court, still is,
Yeah.
technically. I mean,
Well, you've got federal judges that were appointed by both sides. So but judges should never be Democrat or Republican. Judges
nope.
should be nonpartisan. Their political affiliation should have nothing to do with the law. But we see it with the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals over in California, the way
And
they're always
Arizona,
ruling. Yeah, for
Nevada,
that whole district, Arizona, Hawaii, all that. We see how they're always ruling as a liberal court instead of a judicial court, and it's just it's saddening when we put politics into the judicial system because the people are losing faith. Hi, Catherine.
hey, Catherine. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. You know, they've got one job to do, and that is follow the Constitution.
Yep.
And you know, I mean, we've already seen that they don't. You know, they misinterpret it. You know what I mean?
That's it. They keep finding little ways to nip and oh, well they use like the freedom of speech thing about you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. Well, yes, you can if there's a fire.
Yep.
I mean, so but
Well,
don't
no,
try to
you
use
can't. I
that
mean,
crap
look,
saying we have limits. Yeah,
no. And like with the ATF, you know, they're out there changing definitions, thinking, you know, that's their workaround. You know, we'll just call this piece of metal like that auto key card. We'll just
yeah,
label that thing, which is
yeah.
just a novelty item, really. And
It
they labeled it a fully automatic weapon, and
right.
they're trying to do the same thing with the rare breed, but it's
I want
not.
to see them. You know what they've never done is taken one of them auto key cards, cut it out, put it together, and show me in anything but a Colt SP1 how that would work.
Yep.
Because unless it's altered and milled out, which is a major undertaking that most John Doe gun owners aren't going to have the capability of, it don't fit. It's just an item that you've got and it won't work.
Yep. I was just watching a video on that this morning. Yeah, it only works on the Colt.
Right. Because
No.
they made the manufacturers redesign the shelf in the AR-15 lower so it wouldn't work. But so what do people do now? If they want full auto, they're gonna have it. All they got to do is get a M16 bolt carrier group, and they bend up a piece of coat hanger wire
Yep.
to form a sear trip,
Yep.
like the old drop-in auto sears that used to get years ago. And I guess if you find one of those registered now, they're about $10,000 or $12,000 because this outlawing them has driven the price up to, oh, it's pre-86. Well, we need that all that law needs to be readdressed because it is an infringement on our rights. It's a constitutional violation, and we
They all
can't
are.
seem to get the Supreme Court to stand up and say, wait a minute, because the Third District Court of Appeals ruled in Rock Island Armory versus the United States that when they passed that 86 machine gun ban, the federal government gave up the right to regulate those guns. And Rock Island Armory won the case. You think ATF doesn't want to abide by that ruling? It's like, oh my God, how can we get around it? Oh, we'll use intent to break the law.
Hmm.
Intent to
Well,
break the law
any
instead.
infringement on our Second Amendment
Yeah,
is unconstitutional. So
yeah. So
even background checks.
should be. I mean, and then we get all this. You gotta produce ID to buy a gun. You gotta produce ID and birth certificate and all to get your Social Security, to get your driver's license, to buy booze, to buy cigarettes in a lot of places. Yet we don't have to have it for voting. That makes no sense. Voting is a sacred part of our society that should be verified. So, man, this country is, I'm 65 years old, almost 66. I, I was born in mid 50 in 55, and I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and I never thought I would see this country now here in the 21st century as as downhill as it's become. When we're supposed to be making progress, we have gone the other way.
Your FOID card serves me so well in Chicago where I can't even really carry or get any ammo sent to me. Yeah.
Hmm.
Nope. Yeah, you're
Aaron's
right, Randy.
Aaron's a licensed federal licensed gun dealer. He can't get ammunition and stuff shipped to him from some of these companies. I have to get stuff for him and send it to him because it's legal. They just don't want to do it. They like, oh, you're from New York, we ain't dealing with you. Or you're from California, no, we ain't dealing with you either. So
Boeing employees may strike. Well, good. I mean, was it the Southwest employees are on strike? Or pretty damn close to
walk
it.
out, walk out,
Yeah,
basically. Yeah,
yeah,
shut the airline down.
they're having to cut flights and everything because they just don't have enough people. Yeah,
Yeah. Police agencies, police officers are walking out and leaving the agencies short. Crime is on the rise. Oh, and I heard one of the Capitol police officers is being charged with a crime for something to do with that January 6th, egging people on Facebook or something. It just came out.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
And
and
I guess Governor DeSantis told all them ships, come around the horn to Florida and we'll unload you.
yep,
That
exactly.
guy's something else.
Well,
Between
he's
him
not
and
afraid.
Grady,
Well, he's not afraid to stand up to this administration, which is
right,
awesome. And I mean, my state is doing it to an extent too,
right,
and a lot of
right,
them are.
right. But between him and Grady,
It's a
Florida's got
long.
some interesting times going on down there. And by the way, I would like to mention, I don't know if they caught him yet, but people go look at Grady Judd's latest video of a Honduran that killed the woman that adopted him when his
Yes,
mother
I
died. It
saw
was
that.
her sister, and he killed the poor little woman who didn't weigh 85 pounds and buried her in the
Yep,
backyard and took off, headed to
yep.
Texas, they think.
Still
So go
looking
look at
for him.
that video. You tech people in Texas and all along the highways, keep watch for this guy because there's a reward out if you spot him in the vehicle. Call your local law enforcement and get them on him, and you can claim that reward. But somebody needs to find this Honduran before they said, watch, he'll be the only guy headed back towards
Yep,
Honduras going the
exactly.
wrong way at the
Yep.
border.
I saw the exact same interview.
Yeah, yeah,
And it was just a matter of investigation. The one agriculture inspector was walking around the fence property. You think maybe there was a break in the fence. All of a sudden, he stepped
yep.
in a soft spot and was
He
like,
stepped in
"Whoa,
the
this is
grave.
supposed
Yep,
to be there." And
yep,
so they dug down a little ways and they found one of her slippers, and
yep.
then
Called in
they
the
brought in the
forensic teams
forensic
and dug
team.
her up.
You know,
Yep, yep. What a
but it's
shame. She was a
it's rather suspicious because the one day he's like, "Oh, she just left. She's tired of mooching off of
yeah,
us or whatever." And then the next
yep.
day, the sister comes home and all his stuff is packed and he's gone. So,
He's gone. Yeah.
but at least they got
Yep.
a
So
picture
they
of the
show the
car
car he's driving and the license plate.
and they got a pretty good picture of the guy too. Hey, what's up, Chris?
Yep. Yep. Hey, Chris, glad to see you. Raymond 11. If I didn't say hi to you, brother.
I heard something
Yeah,
that
help your law enforcement.
I was hearing that. I mean, I know that the Supreme Court is supposed to hear the New York State Pistol and Rifle Association case coming up, but there's another one out of I want to say Oregon or Washington, and it's about gun
Oregon.
stores refusing to sell rifles and shotguns to 18-year-olds, and so
Yep.
an 18-year-old had the money and went ahead and filed for the injunction or whatever for the lawsuit, and so you know it might make it through the appeals court, might go all the way up to the Supreme Court, but We'll just have to wait and see how that one plays out.
There's
What's up?
another case too. Uh, hey, Holly. There's another case too where a man and his mother, I think it was, he's a prison guard in New York. A man and his mother, they were both licensed, but they had joint ownership of weapons. And she started having some issues. Well, they just deemed her mentally possibly suicidal or something with her mental stuff. So they took her weapons license away. The the attorneys or whatever for the state or something of New York decided to go in and have the police seize all the guns, but they were jointly owned by her son, the corrections officer, who's licensed, and he showed joint license. They took all the guns and they won't give them back. So that one is going to the Supreme Court too, because it's basically like a red flag law.
Yeah.
And the question is, he told them, he said, the guns are locked up. She has no access to the key or the safe or anything to be able to get those guns. Are under my control now exclusively. And they said they didn't give a shit. Well, that's not right.
No, government abusing their authority. I'm
Yep.
telling you, that's all we see nowadays. Well, we most of us call it tyranny. I mean, call
It's
it for what it
perversion
is.
of the law. Perversion of the law.
I call it tyranny, but
Yeah,
either way,
well, it's it's
they're
it's
acting
a
like
mess.
tyrants. They're acting like tyrants.
Well, they're acting like legal thieves. But yeah, this is a multiple Bill of Rights issue with with not only Second Amendment but Fourth and Fifth and 14th Amendment overtones in this deal too. So this is going to be real interesting to watch that, along with the New York Rifle and Pistol Club and the Oregon issue. And I'm sure that, and there's going to be a couple more come up too. So um, it's about time we need to get all this stuff before the Supreme Court. What gets me is they can pick and choose though what they want to hear and what they don't want to hear.
Yep.
Hey, we pay you to be up there to hear everything. And John Q. Citizen like me can't go up to the Supreme Court and say, hey, I've got a problem with these laws and you need to make a ruling on them. We can't do it.
Yep.
So it's more
And
like
you look at how many.
elitist Supreme
You
Court.
look at how many of the 2A cases they've already shot down. Like they haven't heard one since like what 2010, 2012, something like that.
Right, right.
And it's like it's becoming a big problem here.
Yeah. I mean, we've got several good decisions, and one of them was screwed up, especially on the Heller decision and that, and the one before about where they didn't allow short-barreled shotguns, which were used by the military, by the way, but the lawyer must not have been smart enough to say, wait a minute, we have proof that short-barreled shotguns were used by the military. So that's why they got trench guns. So uh, there's been some foul ups on this whole legal mumbo jumbo system.
I hope
And
so,
now,
Aaron.
and the
I
other
hope you're
thing I
right
heard was
about that,
the other
because
thing I heard was the NRA is putting themselves down the toilet.
well, we've kind of seen that one coming, but
Yeah, that they were one of the biggest powerful
I mean,
lobbying agencies, and
there's too many other skeletons that they had that are coming out now. Between misuse of spending and not to mention the fact that they actually did promote gun control in the past, and
yeah, in some
that's
instances
why
they
that's
did.
why
Yeah,
I ended that's why I ended my membership with them, and I went to GOA. No compromise.
I'm a GOA member, but I've been a life member of the NRA for years, and it saddens me that, and I'm also a life member of that Washington-based group, Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms, Alan Gottlieb's group. I'm a member of the Firearms Policy Coalition. I've been a pro-gun activist since I was able to basically vote and be a a gun activist.
Yeah, nah, Chris, I doubt that.
Yeah.
Well, it depends
I
on
mean,
where you live. I mean,
yeah.
see, I
I
don't
can't
worry
believe
about
they
it.
can't understand the right to keep
Yeah,
and bear arms. Bear arms
yeah,
means
and
carrying them,
and see,
toting them.
I live in a constitutional carry state, anyways,
Me
and
too.
we've been
Me
like
too.
that for over a decade. So, I mean,
Yep.
our cops, they're used to law-abiding citizens carrying guns with them. So, once in a while there's a mistake and somebody innocent dies because cops are nervous Nellies. But
Mhm.
most of the time, no, they're pretty good about it. You just follow their orders, and you're not going to get shot. They'll give you your guns back. I've never once had any of my guns seized. So
I have. They raided me and they took some of my guns and a bunch of ammo, and then they never charged me with a crime. They won't. They only gave me one of them back and said, "Have a nice day." And you know, it's unconstitutional, but what are you going to do? I don't have the hundreds of thousands of dollars of lawyer fees to go fight them. Poor man
yeah,
doesn't stand a chance.
yeah,
Unless he just
that's how they
absolutely.
roll. Yeah, they wear you down to they you don't have the
Yeah.
money, you don't have the time, so
Right.
it's just that's how they like to roll. What's up, Tony? Yeah, Holly, I carry my USCC card. Yep. I've been a member of theirs for almost 2 years now.
I don't have it. I'm gonna take
And
my
the
chances.
only reason I carry it is just in case, because if you do carry every day and you ever do have to use it, the lawsuits and all the costs are, I mean, you're gonna have to probably get, well, depending on how it goes down, you may or may not have to have bail posted, you know, but
Yeah. Well, I've got that through a different system, but anyway. But I'm like I said, I'm in a gun sanctuary county with a pro-gun sheriff who basically is not going to charge me if I shoot a criminal committing a crime. He won't do it. If you're defending yourself, your property, your livestock, whatever, they're trespassing on your property. Here in Oklahoma, they don't have to come through your front door either. If they come up on your front porch, if they're out in your yard stealing from your shop, you can shoot them. They've already crossed the line. My property's posted. And I still got to find some purple paint because I need to repurple some of my fence posts. But
gotcha.
I've got more signs. Ricky was going to try and get those other signs made, but damn, they're too expensive. I mean, we've got to find a solution, even if it is going with cheaper plastic core ones.
Yeah,
I'll
and
glue
putting
that
decal
son of
and
a
putting decal on
gun
them.
on a piece of plywood and
Yeah,
put a piece of
Aaron.
plexiglass over it. But
Yeah,
what was it, 60,
exactly.
$80
Yeah,
for a damn metal sign? Too much.
we've been pulled over in the middle of the night, and we were both drunk, and we already had our guns on the dash though.
Yeah.
What's up, Josh?
Yeah, but you got Australians, by the way, for people that don't know, they're not fully disarmed. They
No,
are
not all
not.
of them.
They're not fully disarmed. They actually, I have friends down there that belong to the pistol club. They have pistols. They have to keep them locked away. They can only use them at their designated range. But the police use the same range, and they don't give the police officers enough ammunition to make them proficient with their pistols. And all these guys laugh at them because they can outshoot them. But there's a lot of people that have shotguns all over and hunting rifles out back and everything else that did not get turned in. And then you've got the Aborigines too, who have their own weapons. So I'm waiting to see it pop off in Australia if they keep this stuff going, because I heard they're putting people in concentration camps now, and
Well,
Aussies are a different breed of people. I
yeah,
know a lot
I've
of
seen the
them.
videos. I've seen the videos. And I mean, they are camps, but I mean, they're not like they're not like Auschwitz. You know what I mean? But
Well,
yeah,
not yet.
they call them quarantine centers. But
Yeah,
yeah, still, it's like, dude, just let me go home. Yeah, I don't want to go to
right.
some stupid trailer.
Now, one of the laws here in the United States most people don't know about, it was passed after Katrina. It's a United States code, and I'd have to give you the actual number. You can look it up though. But anytime there's any kind of an emergency declared, no federal officer or anybody receiving any kind of federal funds can legally come in and take your weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do have to go to a FEMA type emergency shelter camp, they can take your weapon from you during the transport, but when you get to the FEMA camp, they have to give it back to you.
Hmm.
It's written in the law. So, I mean, because they don't want people toting their guns while they're riding. So, I mean, they secure your weapon. They take you to emergency evacuation camp, like after a hurricane or tornado or something, to house you and feed you. But they're supposed to give
I,
you your weapon back.
I
So
don't know.
that
I would have to
that
wait
was
and
passed
see.
under George Bush.
I would have to wait and see how that really pans out, because
Well, it's a
I
U.S.
don't have
code.
I don't not dude. Does anybody have faith in our government right now? I mean,
Well,
like a tiny percentage,
yeah, I
what,
know.
like 15% actually have a trust in the government,
Yeah,
especially under this administration. You know, I mean,
right.
they're not keeping up with any of their constitutional duties at all. They're not securing our sovereignty.
Right.
They're not they're not having good international affairs. Well, depending on what you mean by affair, because Hunter Biden's
But see
pretty good
that.
at that. But
But see, that's the
and then
thing.
even disputes among states. So
Yeah. But you've got to know the law so you can quote them the law. And then if they don't abide by the law, if you have to take action, then you're going to have more of the law on your side, because you can say, hey, you know, this is what the law reads. And if you're violating the law, then me as a citizen, I have the right to enforce the law. People don't realize that, but you do.
howdy,
The
Phoenix.
same as you see somebody committing a felony, you have the right as a citizen to make an arrest. We're empowered by our Constitution and our laws. So
Sorry about that. Got a lot of damn flies around here.
yeah, I hate them flies.
But you know what? They don't care about our Constitution anymore. I mean, there's
Well,
a
we
lot of
have
sheriffs.
to.
There's a lot of sheriffs out there that still do, but you know, those people up in the district of criminals, um, yeah, they don't care. Apparently, they don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
They just soon turn
Well,
it
that's the
into
thing.
toilet paper.
A lot of people don't know the law. A lot of police officers don't know the law.
Well, I mean,
And the other thing I'll point out is,
when they're passing bills every
yeah,
freaking week, how in the hell is anybody supposed to keep up on that? Unless
right,
you're like a
right.
lawyer, and that's your job title, is to pay attention to the laws. Cops, they're not lawyers.
No,
Not by
And
any
most
means.
cops aren't going to get into real detailed stuff. It's mostly everyday kind of stuff for a police officer. But you know, I,
Well, a lot of them,
I
a
hear.
lot of them are, a lot of them are just out there as revenue collectors too.
Well, you think of it like that, but they are out there trying to do a job. Now, here's the thing I'm going to say, and I'm not going to name any names, but there's people that complain about getting pulled over for police officers for this or that. Well, how many times did they do illegal shit they got away with? Hundreds and thousands of times, and then they get pulled over for a seatbelt violation or something, and it's like the end of the world. Oh my God. No. Think about all the times you got away with worse shit. So you shouldn't complain. The odds are in your favor.
Well, I remember
I didn't.
one time I was in I guess a suspicious vehicle, even though the thing was registered to me. Everything was legal on the vehicle. It just happened to be after I got off work. I was going to see my girlfriend. I was already running late, and like three or four cops come up and they're like, "Can we search your car?" And I was like, "No, you cannot." I was like, "Look, my girlfriend is already pissed at me because I was supposed to be at her house an hour and a half ago, but I had to run late because of work. And so, no, I don't have the time to play your petty bullshit and be another hour or two late." And they were like, "You know what?" And they didn't cite me. They just let me go. And, so I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
just know your rights and without a warrant. They honestly, and without any real suspicion, like I said, they ran the tags. Everything on my car was clean. Everything under my name. And it's like, dude, no, you're not doing it.
Years
So,
ago, in the auto parts business I was in, I had graduated up the scale and I was up to assistant manager. Anyway, we had a delivery driver.
hey, Sassy Valley.
Well, we sent him out on a local delivery, and he didn't come back, and he didn't come back, and we didn't have cell phones back in the '70s,
Uh
so we're
huh.
waiting for him, and finally, it was damn near 2 or 3 hours later before he came back, and it's like, what the hell? Well, the police surrounded his vehicle, pulled him over, surrounded his vehicle, and held him because the vehicle he was driving was an exact match to a vehicle that had just robbed a bank.
Oh, geez. Yep.
And it took them that long, though, to clear this guy who was in our company vehicle. And it took them that long to clear him and stuff, but he was in the area where the bank had just got robbed in the same
Yep.
matching vehicle, and they didn't
Yep.
have a tag number to go by, but they went
Yep.
by the vehicle. So I mean, they were all apologetic once it was over with, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. But I mean, well, that's understandable. I mean,
yeah,
back when the technology wasn't there to where now they can scope in on your license plate and all that.
yeah,
But even with that, it's like, oh, you're looking for two white guys driving a white van, and then
yeah,
next thing you know, everybody that's got a white van is getting pulled over.
yeah,
So, I mean, I know what it's like,
right.
but
I
I
mean,
understand, like, especially like with child abduction or something like that.
right,
I could understand, and I would be cooperative. I would be like, "Oh man, no, I'd never do
certainly.
that to a child," But um, I really wish they'd find this Brian Laundrie guy, whether he's dead or alive.
I don't think he's dead. I think he had arrangements set up. I mean, he was seen down near Fort DeSoto Park get buying a cell phone on camera, and this was just what now about 10 days ago or something. That whole area though is there's a lot of shallow water in there where he could get somebody come pick him up with a boat because it's right there in the Gulf Coast. Um, there's a lot of there's ways in and out of there too. I don't think he's dead. Um, I don't think he's in Canada because getting across the border and into Canada that's not as easy as you think it is with all the security measures they have now.
What's up,
Um,
Ronnie?
I think he's still somewhere, possibly in Florida, or possibly could be in Louisiana or Texas by now. But I still think he's somewhere in Florida. He's somewhere. Most guys like that are going to stay in an area they know.
Yeah, and Chris, I agree with you to an extent on that. It is a distraction, but at the same time, it's not like that's all we focus on. You know, it's
Right.
just one of the things. Like Chinese pulling war games off of the coast of Taiwan. You know what I mean? And like I was watching a video earlier, it's like if China goes for Taiwan, they're going to keep going down the island. It's probably going to go because they want Japan. You know, they want Taiwan, but they're going to go after Japan. And now we're sworn to help Japan out if they're ever attacked. It was part of the agreement that we signed back in the 40s. You know what I mean? Because we basically we're their military now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well,
So
the Japan has a military too. It's commingled with ours now. So yeah, Japan told them you don't want to mess with us.
and
And
I guess Japan said if they try and take Taiwan, they're going to go over there and help out the Taiwanese,
right,
which means if Japan is getting attacked, then America's gonna have to come in. Well, then again, with this new administration, you might be like, that thing is 80 years old or 60
yeah,
years old. We're not
yeah,
gonna, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
we honestly don't know what this administration is gonna do. I don't even think this administration knows what they're gonna do. They're
No,
getting fed. They're getting fed from somebody up way higher than them, or by the bureaucrats.
yeah.
That would be probably my guess.
And
Probably these bureaucrats.
The Japanese culture is nothing like the American culture. Those people will fight still. Those people are very. They're not a bunch of pussies like we've raised up here in the United States. The Japanese culture still has honor and bravery. And I mean, we've seen what they did in World War II and what we had to do to beat them. But that's still the Japanese is still uh, a very, you know, how do I want to put this? A very in
I just hope
with
they
the
don't pull out
Japanese
nukes.
people.
I just hope they don't start using nukes.
Hey, well, we could end a lot of this program, a lot of these problems and stuff with just a couple of nukes. Would end a lot of problems, believe it or not.
Link, no problem.
Red Dawn, howdy. Yeah,
Big chap. That's all they want. Baking house, missing crisis sector.
yeah,
So, are you talking about the laundry guy again?
yeah.
I just
Well,
brought him
yeah,
up because I just brought him up because people are still looking for him.
yeah.
So I just thought I'd throw that in there.
And I guess our illustrious Vice President Joe went to his nephew's wedding and fell asleep and woke up demanding a sandwich. You just can't make this shit up. I think we all need to get shirts that say Wolverines on them too and start wearing them. We all need to be Wolverines and start showing that who we are. That we ain't gonna take this foreign crap. And I did see a little blurb on one of my conservative sites that Hunter Biden did admit that because of his family name, they were able to get some deal out
So,
of China or something. I
mm-hmm.
didn't read the whole article, but yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Garrett, good to see you.
Hey, what's up, Jeep?
and Jeep. I've
What do
been
you think? Should I
looking
drop
for me a
that?
Taliban flag to. I've been looking for a Taliban flag to fly. I want my free stuff from the U.S. government. Armored personnel carriers, M4s, rocket
Yeah.
launchers, cash.
No,
Can't
you
seem to
know we'll
find
never.
any.
No, you know that was done on purpose. We all do.
Mhm.
Come on. Crap.
Well, I guess they busted another child slave ring somewhere in Ohio that and rescued a few more kids. So that's a good thing too.
Good.
There hasn't been much on the news about it, but at least we've got some law enforcement
Well,
doing their damn
what
jobs
was
out
it?
there.
What was it that the Florida shooting? Oh, wait, was it Florida or Texas? The school shooting, and they didn't. They like buried that one right away because the shooter ended up being a black guy. So
Yeah, yeah, everything kind of just died down. Same as
yeah,
with
what's up,
that
bro?
King Super. Same as with that King Super shooting in Colorado. That just went away real quick in the grocery store.
Yeah.
My tribute to Garrett, the Heart Project.
Nah.
There it is, 20 acres of antennas with the mountains in the background. Hello, Broken Patriot. Good to see you. Wonder where Top Spin is tonight. I need my grill.
Man, this is ridiculous. I'm over here on DuckDuckGo looking up Arizona news. Everything is just football, football, football.
Oh, God.
Oh man, here's one. Arizona launches a $36 million program to help families pay utility bills.
That's good.
You
Better
know,
go apply.
well, I paid my bills. I'm actually a responsible person.
Yep. I had a guy
Rules
call me
for
from North Carolina in the middle of the night last night. He went to his deer camp, and the water in there, they've got a cistern type well, which is they dug down and they put culvert straight down into the ground below the water level. So they had a jet pump in there to pump the water. And the water level, he said, in North Carolina was down 15 feet. So they had to add more pipe and get the foot valve and unit back down in the water at his deer hunt camp. And he didn't have enough water there handy to prime up the pump. So I told him, I said, well, don't you guys have a bucket or a coffee can or something and a piece of paracord, 30 or 40, 50 feet of paracord that you can do it the old fashioned way of running that bucket down in the well and bringing the water back up? And the guy was like, don't. I never even thought of that.
yeah, it's like almost like siphoning gas. Yeah, rules. Here we go. Rules for Arizona's social equity marijuana program finalized.
Hmm.
What in the
Oh,
hell? Social
oh,
equity marijuana program? What the?
Oklahoma is getting recreational marijuana on the ballot.
All right, on.
They might free the weed here too. So, and then we've got one of our representatives is putting in a bill to legalize homemade suppressors in Oklahoma without going through all the federal government bullshit. You just build it in Oklahoma, put made in Oklahoma and it stays in Oklahoma. So, I mean, that's part of the whole deal with the government and guns is the Interstate Commerce Act. So if something is made in state and doesn't leave the state, the federal government by law really has no control over it. Now the feds like to think they do, but there's no basis for their reasoning. Not free pot, Aaron, not free pot, just free weed. It's be instead of under medical use only, where you got to jump through the hoops and buy a license and all that stuff to just be able to go get medication. So,
That's an interesting story. I'll have to check that one out later, and maybe I'll bring that up on my After Dark channel.
yeah.
Yeah, no
Hello,
doubt. Broken Patriot, it does. I mean it's less harmful than even alcohol. I don't know why it's still illegal,
yeah,
but at least states are standing up and saying, "Well, that's a bullshit law."
yeah. They should legalize everything. If it grows, it should
Yep.
be legal. If you want to
Yeah.
use it, it should be legal.
What's up, Brian
But
Griffin?
I guess Oklahoma's realizing now how many millions of dollars in tax revenue they're getting from just the
Hmm.
medical marijuana. And I mean, we're talking
Well, I
big
mean,
bucks.
I'm telling you, because I know a person that's got a medical card, and now that it's legal here in Arizona, it's like they get it's like having a CCW at a gun store. You
Yeah.
get to go to the front of the line, basically, you know, and then you get cheaper taxes. I guess if you don't have the card, you pay more in taxes on it, So, I mean,
Well, that's the other thing too. If you're filing taxes and you're spending money on medical marijuana, now legally you could deduct that medical expense off your taxes because you're using it medically. So Oklahoma's so stoned we don't even use turn signals to drive. You got that right. Hey, hanging AZ.
hanging AZ, what's up, my brother? My northern brother. He's about 250 miles that way.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's up in the mountains.
Yeah. Like I said, uh, dangerous if you want to come visit over here. You only have to go through Arizona, through New Mexico, a little bit of Texas, and you're right into Oklahoma. I mean, we're only actually just one and a part of a state away from each other, two states, let's
Mhm.
say. And of course, I'm down at the far end, southeast Oklahoma, just above Texas. But I mean, I don't know how close you are to Interstate 40, but it comes right across and comes out about little over 2 hours north of me. And you just make one right turn and come straight to my house. So,
Let me see here.
and then from here to get over to visit that nice cola lady in Kentucky, you're probably about 9 or 10 hours away.
Let's see here. Pull this pull this map up here. Okay, so it's a bit north of me. I would probably end up taking the 60 over, probably somewhere in Albuquerque. Maybe I would shoot up.
Oh, yeah, you can hit it near Albuquerque. I think it's 40 hits right there by Albuquerque. Yep.
And there's Little Rock.
Yeah, 40 runs right through the narrow part of Texas, across there, right over into Oklahoma, through Oklahoma City, and almost to Tulsa. And then you would take Highway 75 south, and it turns into the Indian Nation Freeway, and then turns into Highway 70.
Hmm.
Yep.
Damn these bugs. What's up, finger pulls trigger? Take a left at Albuquerque, right?
Now take a right at Albuquerque if you're coming up from the south. Take a right at
Yeah.
Albuquerque and head east.
Probably have to stop off in Texas to visit at least my uncle.
Not yet, hanging Arizona. I'm not smoking them tweeds. I don't have a license. I'm taking pharmaceuticals right now after all this cancer surgery and stuff to aid me in healing. And
Oh man, looks like I could take Amarillo. Amarillo by morning. Up
yeah,
from
yeah, you come. That's Amarillo is when I come down from through where Ricky lived in Colorado and come across, and then I came down to Amarillo and then hit. You can hit 40 and go straight across to OKC, go through OKC, and about another hour and a half, you hit 75. I imagine you're what, probably, what is that, about a 18, I haven't mapped it, usually about a 18 hour, 20 hours, if that.
something like that, probably.
Yep. I'm trying to find an answer to a Texas gun law question, and nobody has been able to answer it for me yet. And on all the YouTubes, the forums, everything.
Okay.
Texas passed the constitutional carry law.
Yes.
Does that include people like me that live in Oklahoma? Since we're constitutional carry, I don't have a concealed weapons license. Like in Alaska, the law was passed where if you're visiting from outside, you can carry open or concealed if you're in the state. That you don't have to be a citizen. You, you can be from anywhere. When you're visiting Alaska, you can carry. Nobody can answer my question is when I cross the border to go down to Paris or go down to Dallas or Sherman, Texas, or wherever in my little travels around there, can I legally carry concealed in Texas, being an Okie?
Let's see here.
I've put that question out to people who are supposed to find out from CCW instructors in Texas with this new law because it only says Texans, and I'm not a Texan. I'm an Okie. I live in Texoma, though.
Uh,
So
let's see here. See if this says it's unlicensed carry of firearms. Before September 1st, Texas law required people to have a license to carry if they wanted to carry a handgun, either openly or concealed. In 2021, the Texas legislature passed a law that removed this requirement to have a license to carry a handgun. Constitutional carry, yes. This law removed who can carry a gun. Let's see.
it
Texas
says Texas.
okay. Allows individuals 21 and older can legally possess firearms. Okay. Okay, there's that. No, this is only for actual Texans.
That's where I'm asking, because it says for Texans.
Okay, let me see if I can type in the search.
Oh, hanging AZ, you don't like any of the diesel weeds? Yeah, I don't want no diesel in my weed either, but that tastes nasty.
Shoot, nothing came up. No, I'm sorry, I can't help you out either, there, brother.
No,
I
nobody's been able to. Nobody's been able to, and I'm hoping it ain't. I'm hoping it's not that way. That it's just for Texans. I mean, it should be. We should be,
well,
since
you
we're
yeah,
sharing
you
the
heard
border
about the you heard about the
and
suppressor
we're
bill,
most
right?
constitutional carry.
You heard about the suppressor bill to where if the suppressor is made in Texas and stays in Texas, then it is no longer an NFA item. I mean, you don't have to pay that stupid tax and wait for 6 months or 2 years to get it. So
Yep. And ATF is saying, they're trying to say federal law in this using the supremacy clause of federal law to say, uh, we're not we're not buying it, Texas. But see, that's what I'm saying. They try to use this legal mumbo jumbo that they try to apply one thing that really should not be applicable. So it's
yep.
going to be interesting to find out. But yeah, I'd just like to know, because I carry a gun with me in my car when I go down, and I haven't been able to carry on the side because I can't put any pressure on my stomach with a belt. Now I'm having to wear suspenders and loose breeches, but I just don't want to get crossways with the law, even though I still have my police officer's card from when I was a police officer up here in Oklahoma. You know, I guess I'm just going to have to find some cops and ask them and
Yeah, yeah.
see what they have to say.
What do you think? Should we invite some people from the chat in here?
Yeah, it might mess up my stream a little bit, but I don't care. It slows me down, but that's okay. If there's somebody wants to come up and rear their ugly heads, come on. As long as it ain't one of them controversial guys that gets my blood pressure up, I don't need that right now.
It's going to be probably Armament and Axis. He just stepped in.
These guys talking about all this weed and
What's up,
best
Chris?
one I had in Alaska. In Alaska, the best strains I ever tasted was called Juicy Fruit, Matanuska Thunderfuck, and Blueberry of Pure Purple Indica strain. That the plants were actually solid purple. The leaves were purple. That was some of the sweetest smoke, and it tested out over 52% THC, and it was good. I mean, you didn't need to take my. I use it medicinally up there. I was on that marijuana program in 1984 when my liver failed. 3 puffs. I was looking for something to eat.
Yep.
So I used it medicinally and didn't have any problems with it. It ended up helping save my life because I didn't have an appetite. I'd go for 3 days working and fishing and partying and whatever and wouldn't eat because I didn't get hungry. And then I'd pass out, and they finally passed out from lack of nutrition. So
No hang in Arizona. As a matter of fact, I do not frequent those stores at all. I've driven by them, but I've never stopped in them. My sister, on the other hand, it's a little bit different story. Me and my sister have a different agreement.
I went to a weed store here in Oklahoma for the first time. I was looking for kratom for pain management.
I mean, for me, I think the big thing is I don't want the weed situation involve my Second Amendment situation at all. So I just avoid it completely.
But yeah, I went looking for kratom in the weed stores here. Nobody carried kratom, but while I was in there, they showed me what they had and told me, yeah, if you had a license, you could buy this. And they had some pretty smelly stuff and some pretty real crystallized stuff. And there, we now have, and this is the Bible Belt. This is the Bible Belt of Oklahoma right here. Most of Oklahoma is Bible Belt. We've got more pot stores, medical dispensaries than we have churches now in this county.
Wow.
It's amazing. But we don't have head shops. We just got dispensaries here hanging. And I did see some kratom stores down in Texas when I had to take a disabled veteran down and get his eye surgery done last week. I saw, we didn't stop. We were driving by and I looked up and saw a sign that said kratom at a smoke shop there. So I know there's a place down there. I usually order mine out of, I think it's Austin or
Hey,
San
what's up,
Antonio,
Harbor Girl?
Texas. Hi, Harbor Girl. Good to see you. And that's something else that was done this week. The American Kratom Association went before the World Health Organization because our government and others are trying to shut down the kratom worldwide. They're trying to ban kratom worldwide. It's been used for centuries. So the American Kratom Association went and did testimony before the World Health Organization trying to stop them from banning kratom. These people just won't leave us alone. God gave us every plant to use.
Wait, AV,
Yep.
if you only have audio, I'll let you up here. I mean, you've been here long enough, dude. And I trust you. So if you want to just come up here and just do audio, maybe you've got one of those spaces meant for radio. I don't know.
He's got a face meant for newspaper. Yeah, me and Aaron, we get along good. Aaron's a great guy.
Yeah, I hang in Arizona. Actually, Moose actually used kratom for a long time to help out some of his pains. So
Yeah, I still have kratom that I've got stuck back just in case. There's so many strains of kratom though. You got to try. I've tried 3 or 4 strains, and one of them I can't do that Mahjong or whatever it is. That stuff was like taking a big old line of cocaine. I was chewing my mouth apart and couldn't stop talking after I took that white stuff. Now I ain't taking that much. I'm with medicine, not. I don't need no upper stuff. Yeah, I take it like a BC powder. I just dump it in my mouth with some water, swish it around, get it wet, swallow it, and flush it down with more water, and eat a handful of grapes afterwards, and that gets the taste right out of your mouth. But it's like chewing up green tea. And it's a member of the coffee family. I mean, come on, everybody likes coffee. Hey, Anti, I hope you got my email. Thanks for sending me an email, and I sent you a return email on the tree situation.
I don't know what you're talking about. You see that for Moose? I don't know what you're talking about.
I must have missed it.
I don't know. I scrolled back up. I didn't see it. So.
Oh.
I don't know what you're
Texas, 1998 Texas Oklahoma. Yeah, that's with a license. I don't have a license in Oklahoma. That's what I'm saying. We're constitutional carry now, and so is Texas. So I want to know if I can carry constitutionally without a license. because I don't have a handgun license. They were expensive here in Oklahoma. I
Yeah.
never got one. I just
Well,
became a police officer, and
that's
that
how
covered me.
I was gonna say that's how most of these constitutional carry states are. Like Arizona has it, Texas has it now, Oklahoma's got it. I believe Arkansas has it.
Hey,
Missouri's
Moonchild.
got it. And just there's like 21 or 22 states now that have constitutional carry. But to travel with it, you have to have the CCW, which for most of us, it's like $60, and it's not even an 8-hour class. In fact, I don't even think you have to go out and do the test. You just pass the test, which is basically gun safety, knowing your gun laws, knowing and when and where you should or should not pull it, you know. What's
Yeah,
up,
you're
Aaron?
roboting now too. I don't know if it's me or you, but and your screen's frozen. But that's the thing. Can I come to Arizona and carry concealed as an
With
Okie?
not without a license.
See, that makes no sense. Why should I? I'm a citizen of the United States. If I'm visiting Arizona, I should be able to
Yeah.
carry concealed. That's my
Well,
point I was making.
no, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I believe we should be like that in all 50 states. You know what I mean? You should be able to carry like that in Hawaii. You should be able to carry like that
Yeah,
in Alaska. You should be able to carry like that in New York, in LA. But no, these
right.
fucking Democrats don't give two shits about our Constitution.
Let's see.
Hell, they don't even give one shit about our Constitution. Some good,
See if that speeds
good
up my
idea.
internet a little bit because you're a robot, and I don't know if it's me or you.
I don't know. Is my audio? Everybody in chat, am I 5x5?
You were just freezing up on my end, so
I can
you're a
hear both of
robot.
you.
What's up, Aaron?
Hello, Aaron. Make sure you got your YouTube muted.
Okay, yeah. Raymond says I'm 5x5, so it must be on your end.
Okay. Because you've been having internet troubles. I've been having internet troubles.
Yeah, I can hear both of you.
Okay. How's it going tonight, Aaron?
It's going. Is what it is,
Yep.
Rain, crappy weather. The Setme's giving me grief again.
Now he's robot.
I really don't want to have to cut that thing back apart again. Here, let me try something real quick. Coming in better?
Yeah.
Yeah, my earbuds were dying.
Ah.
Are you on a computer?
Yeah.
Has it got speakers?
It does, but I got YouTube closed and I got you guys muted.
Okay, because what I'll say is you can
So
go
you're
in
coming
your
through the
camera mic.
Yeah,
you can go in your camera mic settings where you can do the echo cancellation and listen through your speakers and talk through the microphone without having to wear earbuds if you have speakers.
the speakers on this thing are horrible though.
Oh,
It's my
okay.
shop computer. They don't last. You know how they live.
Yeah. No, okay, as long as you can hear us, but Yeah, Mr. Lucky there.
Yeah,
He takes a lot of Indian money.
I try to anyway. God knows they take enough from me in fuel costs. That's where everybody fills
Yeah.
up for the cruise. I mean, hell, I'm at like $9,000 this year in fuel costs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we are
3 crews
totally.
out plus me, 5-6 days a week.
The Aaron's not no little operation like your buddy Backwoods. He's
Hey, I started that way.
commercial.
Well, he does have a couple of commercial properties, but most of his is just residential. But no, that's cool.
Honestly, I do residential over anybody else. Commercial, a pain in the ass. But yeah, no, I started out just like Backwoods. Hell, I started out with a 21-inch mower I pulled out of the garbage after I moved back from Arizona because I couldn't find a job. I was going to scrap it, but it ran. I said, screw it. Let's see what happens. 10 years later, I'm where I'm at.
Right on. Hence the name AV Lawns. Yeah.
Well, pretty much, yep. I don't have any videos out or anything like that. I'm too busy working when I'm out there to make videos.
I got you.
But that property in my avatar is one that I got like my 3rd year working. That's a 26-acre estate in the town in the village of East Aurora out here. That is actually the house that Jim Kelly lived in. The quarterback for the Bills.
Unknown challenger. Yes, he is a groundskeeper, and he's got, what did you say, 5 crews?
3.
3 crews.
3 plus me. Me and the wife go out and do our higher end clients here because she gets here in town. Plus, it keeps me sane.
Yeah, he does. He's got like the Harley Davidson dealership there, and he did a lot of
Cool.
properties for maintenance properties for realtors. You know, when they've got
Yeah.
houses sitting, the lawns have to be taken care of. So
Yep.
he did that, and house cleanup and everything else. He's a hardworking guy.
Okay.
No, I run it out of my house.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go. Unknown challenger. I was just gonna ask. Yeah. Yeah. He just runs it out of his house, which is cool. And I'm guessing
I
your
mean, I
wife
got a
is probably.
shop up the road here that I keep all the equipment at. It's not, my own personal stuff, but yeah, no, that's just a little tiny place.
Do you lease? Do you lease most of your equipment, or?
Nope, I own it all outright.
Very cool.
Yeah, well,
it sucks when. It sucks when something breaks.
Well, this year I did have some issues. One of my crews got into a pretty decent accident and had to go take a nice big hit on the credit card and on the credit score to get that team back up and running in the same day, well, within that same week. But yeah, insurance paid out finally. Just took forever and a day.
Yeah, and that's what we were kind of trying to hint to Backwoods, that he needs good insurance too, because one time Aaron's mower picked up a piece of steel and put it through a guy's plate glass window, and I forget how expensive that was. But
oh yeah, I forgot all about that. That was about 3 seasons ago, and I'm actually the one that did it. It wasn't even one of my crews. That was the worst part of it. Picked up I don't know what it was. I saw something fly out of the bottom of the deck and hit this 2-story high, probably, 30-foot long, 2-story high, tempered plate glass window on the back of this house right on the lake.
Oh, 30-foot long.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Yeah, it was $5,000 in glass alone, not counting the installation. Yeah, that one hurt. That one hurt bad too, because I saw it skip off the deck. Well, it came out of my mower deck, skipped off of his deck behind his house, and I saw it hit the window. I sat there for a second, and I'm like, oh, it didn't break. Excellent. And it was tempered glass. So it just kind of said, wham. And I can see right into the back of this dude's house. And then his alarm starts going off. So, yeah, that was fun.
All right, Daniel.
It outlines why you need insurance.
Okay, Daniel, good to see you, and take care, and hope to see you later. And tell the girlfriend we said hello, and always good to see you, and hope to see you come up on panel sometime. It's been a while, so take care, Daniel.
Yeah.
Be safe
Yeah, he
in
was up there.
Greenland.
He was up there about a week ago. He came
Yeah,
up, but
he's not on enough. I'd rather listen to him.
You know, for Aaron, Daniel is out in Greenland.
Yeah.
And so
there you go.
Yeah, and he's not very happy about their lockdown status right now. So he's rather pissed. Yeah,
I can believe it.
Rightfully so, man. I'd be pissed, man. If they tried to do lockdowns again, forget it.
It's not going to happen around here. Even during the lockdown, people didn't care. You know, I never saw Home Depot so busy. Oh.
Okay, Daniel, take care, brother.
Hey, Moose. Hey, Dangerous.
What's up, Salen? How you doing, bro?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you want to hear something ironic? Remember that tree I was trying to cut down for the guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the most ironic thing ever. Okay, after I get injured, all that stuff. Nope, tree's still up there. He decides, instead of just keeping the house, doing repairs on it, or having somebody else cut the tree, he's just going to sell it. So he's going to sell the house afterwards. Yeah, he told me that today.
Man,
I'd have told him I want my share for medical bills.
That's what I was about to say. Aaron, in case you don't know the story, he was helping a friend tree fall. Well, not tree fall, but limb fall. One of his bigger trees in the backyard, and it ended up taking him off. It took him off of a 20-foot ladder. He ended up shattering his leg, injuring his back, and so now he's like using a walker to get around. Got pins and all that in his leg.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
It's all right. It's not your fault.
I've seen a lot of tree guys get hurt around here this year, and it just upsets me seeing guys get hurt on trees. You know.
I'll tell you what. I watched so many tree falling videos as of late, especially after Sailing Prepper told me about his. You know, like if you're gonna cut down the whole tree, you know how to make the right cuts, you know, and everything like that. So.
It was last year. I had a tree in my backyard, a standing oak tree that was dead, and about 15 feet up, it made a big fork like this with two great big branches. Quit buffering. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to go up and I'm going to cut the one big branch off this side, cut the other big branch off that side and drop them. And that way it wouldn't fall into my shop and hurt anything. I'd take them off and then cut the stump. So I put my ladder up against it, 20-foot ladder. I got my chainsaw. I went up that ladder. I'm up at about the 15, almost 18-foot level and fixing to start my chainsaw. And the tree broke at the ground level. It was rotten. And I rode the ladder and the tree down, holding the chainsaw in one hand, holding onto the ladder in the other. And there was this great big thump and crash and everything. And I'm laying there on the ladder, still holding the chainsaw, trying to feel what's damaged. And Red come out of the house and on the front porch, and she looked around the corner and she saw me laying there with that tree down, laying there on the ground on that ladder, and she said, "I can't leave you alone for a minute." And
see, here in New York,
and I didn't get a scratch off of that. I didn't get injured. It was just a miracle because of the way I was on that ladder, and I hit the ground with that tree just kind of slow falling when it broke. But it was a great big, I mean, it was a probably 18-inch diameter oak tree, but it was mostly rotten. So when the ladder hit the ground, it kind of crushed, and I kind of hit the chainsaw on the ground to kind of cushion as I hit, and that's what saved me. But I was lucky.
So like I was saying, here in New York, I can't even touch a tree without being a licensed arborist.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't do limbing. I can't. I can trim anything under 6 foot tall that doesn't require a ladder. That's mainly for my insurance than a law around here. Hedges are fine, but anything dealing with trees now, you do have to be licensed by the state to do any work with.
Hold on. I'm going to disagree with you on this. Okay? Because all I have to do, like when we were doing it with his tree, okay? There is something with that. I had to do was have insurance and get a permit from the town, and that was right near Albany. I live in New York. Matter of fact, that was in Albany.
That might just be an Erie County thing then, because I'm over here by Buffalo, and when I talked to my insurance agent about it, my insurance agent said, "Yeah, you got to have a licensed arborist on file."
No,
so that may just be here in Erie County.
Yeah, because you get a permit to cut the tree down, and you could be a contractor and cut somebody's tree down.
Okay, that's probably that may have just come in. Like I said, we've had a lot of tree guys get really badly hurt over here in the past 3 or 4 years.
By the way, that's only if you're doing it to make money as well.
Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, if I want to drop a tree for somebody that I'm not getting paid for I can do that.
I've got a question. So, say you guys get a really bad snowstorm or windstorm or something, and the tree ends up falling, whether you assisted or not. Do you need a license or a permit to go in there and cut it up for firewood?
No,
here in Erie County, no, that's deadfall. Anything that's fallen, I can hack up into anything that I want. But to actually drop a tree, they want to have a licensed arborist on your file. It's more of a hassle. It's like pesticides.
So I
can spray freaking Battlefield on my front yard and kill everything and be perfectly legal. But I charge somebody $5 to do that. Now I'm facing a $15,000 fine.
Yeah, it's basically only if you're getting paid to do it.
Well, that's what I do for a living.
if it's your own property, you can cut down whatever you want. The tree falls down in your own house, it's your own fault.
Yeah, exactly. But as soon as I get paid for it, then everybody wants a piece of it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do lawn applications either. And I don't do plowing because I lost like $36,000 during November in 2008, and I vowed never to do that again.
Oh, that's why you said I won't do that again. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can move 2-3 feet of snow, given enough time to get out there during the event. I'm not moving 7.5. I actually had to hire a guy from Pittsburgh at $600 an hour to come up here and clean out my lots that I had. Yeah. Not counting the $1,200 in logistic fees up here and back.
Oh, man.
That's when the wife looked at me and said, "We're never doing winter again."
They got 8 feet of snow dumped on them, immediately. But
in 3 days.
About that, yeah.
That's insane.
And AV lawns, that thing that you were talking about might only be for your area. I've seen that in a lot of different. I've seen that in a lot of different places where they make certain rules for certain towns and areas.
I'm pretty sure it's all of Erie County because I know I can do it in Chautauqua County, which is the county just to the south of me.
Yeah.
But here this is also the same town the same county that during COVID lockdowns, they told us we couldn't work.
outside.
Why?
They couldn't work outside. It makes a lot of
I
sense.
can't work outside, and being a landscaper, you should be social distance from my ass anyway, because, again, I am riding a lawnmower that'll throw a rock at you at 700 miles an hour. Well, not 7, but yeah, enough to break a big, huge plate glass window.
Yeah, right. May not be a bullet, but man, it's gonna feel like a bullet.
Hey, that just gave me an idea. Maybe we need to figure out something other than blades, like they use on trebuchets or whatever, to run underneath there, and then top feed like rocks into them trebuchets when them blades are spinning 20,000 RPM. We'd have a machine.
It's like a kinetic energy weapon.
Yeah, we'd have a machine gun.
If you want to talk to people about trebuchets, I know a few that are in the SCA. Matter of fact, I'm a Scadian myself.
Those things scare me. It's just the amount of stored energy in one of those things is scary, actually, if you really think about it.
In the SCA, we load them with tennis balls and throw them at people.
I was gonna say, don't they use something like that when you go to practice baseball?
Yeah.
It's it's a spring-loaded device, but yeah, it kind of works on the same offset force principle.
Yeah, I don't think it has as much force as a trebuchet, though.
I went to one of the pumpkin chunking contests one time.
This is more like a catapult.
Right.
That's exactly what it is. It just doesn't uses falling weight.
No. A catapult is basic. This is something I actually know stuff about. A catapult is basically, it pulls back and it uses like a spring action like a bow would have, only to throw it in the opposite direction. A trebuchet actually has a counterbalance on it. So whether it's a box filled with rocks or if it's some other type of weight, the last one we used where we did it had a weight on it, which was actually a railroad train wheels that we actually put 2 of them on there to actually counterbalance it, and that counterbalance throws it with the force at a larger rate than a catapult ever could.
Yeah, it's a falling weight. It uses the wrong end of the lever with the falling weight to get that big long end to throw cars.
Exactly.
Pianos.
Yeah, I saw the pumpkin.
Well, all right. So we all seen the Holy Grail, Monty Python's Holy Grail. So was that a trebuchet they were throwing cows and chickens over?
I'd have to rewatch it because I can't remember what they used.
I'm pretty sure it was just a regular catapult because I remember them winding it up.
Yeah.
And it had the top crossbar on there to stop the throwing arm. I don't know. I'd have to watch it again. It's been so long since I've seen that.
It'd be something to have to watch and see. But basically, if the question is, does it have a counterbalance? If it has, basically, think about it this way: if you took a pencil and you flipped it one way, and one way was really, really, really heavy, and then you let go of it, and it went completely on the opposite side, like you put a very heavy eraser, and it went completely opposite down, that would be a trebuchet.
Right.
Yeah, they're gravity weapons more than tension.
I still laugh when that cow comes flying over and lands on that.
And they're actually very easy to make.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you make sure that the moment arm is strong enough. That's the biggest problem with them, because I've seen a lot of them crack right just past the axle because they can't handle the amount of force put on the long end of the lever.
Well, you have to see how much weight you have on the end box and have to know your stuff.
Oh yeah, this isn't like my caveman gunsmithing. And I'm a licensed 07 too, so that's the scary thing.
What I would suggest is get the strongest material, and whatever it would be weighted for, add to it.
I'm thinking,
it's like hanging something.
Yeah, it would have to be like solid oak or walnut, probably. Those are the 2 strongest that I know of.
You use solid steel.
Well, what is it in the Navy? Dynamic load requires 5 times the braking strength of the static load.
Yeah.
Hey, Cashew,
That.
why don't you try that again when we go on the After Dark channel? Because we only get like 20, 25 people in this channel.
I thought we were on the
everybody is over watching everybody else's channel. I mean, there's like probably 50 or 60 other channels going right now. So, I mean, hell, I was looking at that volcano that's erupting. They've got like 900 people watching that. That's like, wow, okay. But anyways, yeah, we are almost 2 hours in. I was thinking we'll go ahead and we can go ahead and cut this one off. I'll go ahead and I'll set up my After Dark, and I'll boot that one up here in about 10 minutes. I gotta handle a few things, and then yeah, we'll go from there. If you want to come on over there, Aaron, you're more than welcome to. It's Dangerous Freedom After Dark.
Thank you.
Oh, Dangerous. I actually thought I was on the After Dark until you said that.
Nope. But you know what? You handled yourself well. You followed.
And here I am dropping F-bombs.
Yeah, you followed all the guidelines. I mean, I'm the only one that really breaks them, but you know, it's like one or two. It's not really gonna the rhythm, but anyways,
I'm trying to remain laid back.
Y'all got any final comments for the chat before we get out of here?
Yeah. Everybody raise a glass to Jay Stark, man who started the 3D printed firearms community.
Oh,
essentially.
Yeah, I heard it.
Oh, yeah.
Him and his family found dead.
Yeah.
That's kind of suspicious.
I will say one thing about that. I understand and I'm all for it, but I'll tell you, plastic 3D printed firearms does scare me. Just the thought of it being reliable.
There's nothing scary about that.
I like mine made out of metal.
That looks familiar.
Yeah. They work.
Hey, the Glock works. The AR works.
Yep.
And you know, you're saying plastic, but they're using the higher end stuff now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like pretty much every lower that on all my guns, all my handguns, they're all plastic with a few chunks of metal in there for like the extractor and stuff like that.
Polymers.
Yeah, it's polymer. Yeah, they're polymer.
Yeah, it mainly comes down to the design. If the design is good and the CAD design is good, you'll have a good end product. If it's a funky design, then sometimes they don't work.
Right.
I think I'll still stick to
Unknown Challenger. Yes, I am going to switch over to my After Dark here in just a few minutes. Because I this is, like I said, this is my monetized channel, and I don't like to do like 5-hour streams here because that's usually way longer than most people have an attention span. But you know, if I keep it 2 hours or under, we get more traffic that way. Not to mention it keeps me from, you know, having a slip of the tongue or something. But Salen, you got anything to say?
No, I'm good. I'm just surprised I was here.
Okay. All right. Moose Man?
Yep. I wanted to thank Aaron for coming up. Salen, good to see you. Tell your lady friend in the Philippines we said hello. Lovely girl.
Yep.
Will do.
Oh, come on, quit buffering. Watched a few of her videos. Real nice. So I just want to tell everybody again, be safe out there. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your powder dry. Keep your faith in God strong. It's the one thing we've got working on for us that nobody can take away from us. So take care, everybody. God bless. Thank everybody who's tried to help me through my time of medical misfortune. But I'm going to keep going and fighting with my last breath, and I won't give up. Amen. I promise you. you guys all, I feel your support, your prayers, and it's like a kick in the ass every day I get up because I want to see you guys. So thank you again.
Amen.
Thanks, Changers, for having me. Always good to have a non-controversial, good discussion and easy going, and just thank you everybody for their support. Keep supporting Dangerous. Hit that like button. Send him a little cash if you can spare it. I'd like to thank the people that have sent me a little donation for my hospital bills. Every penny helps. And God bless every one of you. You're great
Amen.
people.
Amen.
And on that note, I think I will say the same thing. Thank you everybody for joining the panel. I know right now there's like 1 million YouTubers that are live. That's why we never get that much traffic over here. But after the fact, people come back and rewatch it. So anyways, on that note, I will see you all on the After Dark. So I have to go change, and I have to go to my tiki bar, but that's all right. I can transport there. So I'll see y'all soon.
See ya.
See ya.